Share this with the Manchester and Merseyside derbies dominate the weekend's Premier League action, sandwiched between Liverpool's impressive 3-0 win over Manchester City and the return leg of their Champions League quarter-final on Tuesday. How will that tie affect the outcome when both sides take on their local rivals? BBC Sport football expert Mark Lawrenson says, City need to beat Manchester United to clinch the title, but we don't often see a Roy of the Rovers story like that. You don't normally win the league by beating your fiercest rivals. We know what United boss Jose Mourinho is like, and he is not all of a sudden going to play loads of attacking players and try to go toe-to-toe with City, because he could end up on the wrong end of a big defeat as well as seeing them win the league. That is not in his DNA, and City will just be up against a red wall. What happened at Anfield on Wednesday will have affected them too. Over on Merseyside, this has become a harder game for Liverpool after their win over City because they will be on such a big high after that result. Everton will be lying in wait for them, and although City completely outplayed Everton at Goodison Park last weekend, this is different because the Toffees will fly out of the traps at Liverpool. That is always the way that these games are. Lawro is going for a 1-1 draw in both derbies. Do you agree? You can make your predictions now. Take on Lawro and other fans, create your own league and try to make it to the top of the table by playing the BBC Sport Predictor game. He will be making a prediction for all 380 top-flight games this season, against a variety of guests. This week he takes on comedian Russell Howard, whose travels around the United States can be seen in his new series of Russell Howard and Mum, Road Trip. Media playback is not supported on this device. Howard is a lifelong Liverpool fan and says that if he could choose one Reds player to travel around the USA with, it would be fullback Andy Robertson. It would have to be him, because of his enthusiasm, explained Howard. There are bits of America which are quite incredibly boring, and if he has the kind of personality off the field that he is on it, then it could be incredible because he is always so up. Robertson has been amazing for us this season, and, also, I would imagine that if I was on a road trip with him, he wouldn't want presents. He gives money to food banks and he is just a really lovely bloke. I think he would be amazing, and we would have Mo Salah on the roof, like in Teen Wolf. Salah could be up there, making people happy, and we could sing that song on repeat, Ooh Main Main, we've got Salah, he's on the roof. A correct result, picking a win, draw or defeat, is worth 10 points. The exact score earns 40 points. All kickoffs 1500 hours BST unless otherwise stated. Everton v Liverpool, 12:30 BST. I think this game will tell Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp a lot about his players, for starters in terms of how they react to such a quick turnaround after playing on Wednesday night. It is a big ask and it will stretch the squad, but I can't see Klopp taking any risks with Mohamed Salah, no matter how he says he is feeling after coming off with an injury against City. Media playback is not supported on this device. Jordan Henderson will play because he is suspended for Wednesday's return leg at Etihad Stadium, 1945 BST kickoff. But elsewhere in midfield, Klopp might think he has to save the legs of James Milner and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Jorginho Wijnaldum, and, if he is fit, Emre Can will probably start. But Klopp can't make too many changes. Although their top 4 place looks a lot more secure after Chelsea lost to Spurs last weekend, they have to keep pushing on. For Everton, it is probably the perfect game to respond after being taken apart by City. Some of the City players found Anfield hostile on Wednesday, but the atmosphere will be the same for Liverpool players at Goodison Park. Probably one of the most important people in deciding the outcome will be the referee, because I think tackles will be flying in. Media playback is not supported on this device. Lawro's prediction, 1-1. Russell's prediction, I'd like to say we will win 2-1, but I've got a horrible feeling it is going to be 1-1 because Everton will be up for it and we will be a little bit tired from Wednesday, unfortunately. Also, what I'd like to do, as I am a Liverpool fan, is predict a bad result. Then if we get a good one, we win. 1-1 Bournemouth v Crystal Palace. Palace were unlucky to lose to Liverpool last weekend because there is no doubt that the Reds could have had Sadio Mane sent off with the score at 1-1, which would have changed the course of the game. That defeat left the Eagles in the thick of the relegation scrap and it won't be easy to get anything out of this game either. Media playback is not supported on this device. Bournemouth continue to keep coming back from the dead, picking up another point with a last-gasp equalizer at Watford last week. It seems you write them off at your peril, so I am going for a Cherries win here. Eddie Howe's side have only lost 2 of their past 13 league games as they have climbed away from the relegation zone, and another victory here would take them to 40 points and basically ensure they are staying up. Media playback is not supported on this device. How have they done it? Well, the good thing about Bournemouth is that they always create chances and they have got goals in their side too. Add the to their mentality, which means they are able to fight back in games and they always have a chance. Lawro's prediction, 2-1 Russell's prediction, Wilfried Zaha to score 2 absolute belters. What a footballer he is. I think he'd be very welcome at Liverpool. 1-2 Brighton v Huddersfield. Brighton slipped up in their defeat against Leicester last week when they missed a penalty with the score at 0-0. If they had scored that then, at the very least, they would have picked up a point. That result puts a little bit more pressure on them for this game, against a Huddersfield side who are slipping towards the relegation zone again after a run of only 1 point from their past 4 matches. The Terriers have not been great on the road, which is why I am going to back Brighton, but both teams will know this is a massive match for their survival hopes. Win, and the Seagulls are on 37 points. If you look at their run-in, against Tottenham, Burnley, Manchester United, Manchester City and Liverpool, I am not sure where they are going to add to that total. On the other hand, a Huddersfield victory would see them go level with Brighton and drag them right back down into trouble, but really they just need something from this match to build on. Even a draw would be a big boost for the Terriers' confidence with the run they have been on, but I don't think they will get it. Lawro's prediction, 2-0 Russell's prediction, I have got a soft spot for both of these teams. I think this will decide whether Huddersfield stay up, so hopefully they will win it. 0-1 Leicester v Newcastle. Leicester are chasing Burnley for 7th place, while Newcastle are trying to stay clear of the bottom 3. The Magpies make themselves difficult to beat away from home, but they never look like scoring enough goals for me, which is why I am going for a Foxes win. Lawro's prediction, 2-0 Russell's prediction, Riyad Mahrez to get a hat-trick, and then he will dye his hair orange at the end. 3-0 Stoke v Tottenham. This is a big game for Stoke, who have lost their past 3 matches and are stuck in the bottom 3. After this weekend, they only have 2 home games left, against Crystal Palace and Swansea, and their away form is dreadful, so you would think they definitely need to get something out of this one. The question is, how can they do it? At the risk of repeating myself every time I speak about the Potters, I don't know who is going to score the goals they need. They have only managed 4 goals in the past 8 games, and Xherdan Shaqiri has got 3 of them. They desperately need more from their strikers. Media playback is not supported on this device. Tottenham got a super result against Chelsea last time out, especially because it was the Blues who looked more like winning until Christian Eriksen equalised. It was a big deal for Spurs to go on and win it after waiting 28 years for a victory at Stamford Bridge, and they had more good news with Harry Kane coming back from injury. Kane will be even closer to full fitness after another week of training, and it is safe to say that goals are something that this Spurs team does not lack. Lawro's prediction, 0-2 Russell's prediction, I'd like Stoke to win 10-0 in an attempt for Liverpool to secure a top 4 place. 10-0 Watford v Burnley. After going 12 league games without a victory, Burnley have now won 3 on the spin. It helps that they have key players like defender James Tarkowski and striker Chris Wood fit again, but I've also been impressed with the way Ashley Barnes has been playing up front. Barnes scored a brilliant overhead kick against West Brom last week, but he has been looking like a real threat for a while now. It is almost as if all of a sudden he realizes he belongs at this level, and he has really kicked on. Media playback is not supported on this device. Watford's home form has been decent, but the thing about Burnley now is that they are playing with a real sense of freedom because of where they are in the table. Whatever happens, they are going to get their best finish in the Premier League, and they know they have a great chance of securing European football too. The Hornets have not had that kind of season, despite making a strong start. They are not going to get dragged into the relegation fight, but I can see them getting beaten here. Lawro's prediction, 1-2 Russell's prediction, 1-1 West Brom v Swansea. Alan Pardew's exit means West Brom have gone through 2 managers, a chairman and a chief executive this season. It will not be long until they are officially relegated too. It is a sad state of affairs, and it just shows you that if you don't get things right off the pitch, then this is what will happen. Media playback is not supported on this device. Like I say, I do not see the Baggies staying up now, but with Darren Moore in charge, I think they will go and win this game. The fans will be behind him, that is for sure, and there should be a reaction from the players too. Swansea were probably hoping that Pardew would still be in charge, but if they do lose, they have already shown under Carlos Carvalhal that they can react in the way to a bad result, which says a lot about the way they are coached and their mentality. I don't think they would have expected to get anything from their visit to Manchester United last week, and there is no need for them to panic if they come back empty-handed from the Hawthorns. Looking at their run-in, it is interesting to see that the Swans end the season with 2 home games against Southampton and Stoke. If they are in any trouble at that stage, then it looks likely that their fate will still be in their own hands. Lawro's prediction, 2-1 Russell's prediction, 0-2 Man City v Man U. For various reasons, City did not produce the kind of performance at Anfield on Wednesday that we have got used to seeing from them this season, when they have been conquering all comers. Media playback is not supported on this device, as I've said in my analysis after the Champions League game, Pep Guardiola got some things wrong. Raheem Sterling has been brilliant all season, so why would you leave him out of such a big game? I don't get it, and sometimes I think managers can try to be a bit too clever. I don't see this game going to plan for Guardiola either. I am expecting United to be very awkward, and they are capable of nicking a goal as well as being rigid and hard to break down at the back. Lawro's prediction, 1-1. Russell's prediction, with a little luck, this will be the way City win the league and the world will rejoice. Plus, of course, it would help Liverpool to get top 4. 5-0 Arsenal v Southampton, 14-15 BST. I said on Football Focus last week that Arsenal's form is a bit like when you are feeling ill and take some antibiotics, you think you are cured but actually you are still not right. The Gunners have won 2 league games on the trot now, but they are still Arsenal and they are still fragile. Even if they win every game between now and the end of the season, they still need an operation. Media playback is not supported on this device. They will beat Southampton at home, though. Saints were turned over very easily by West Ham last week, which showed how big a job Mark Hughes faces to try to keep them in the Premier League. Lawro's prediction, 2-0 Russell's prediction, I am going for Southampton to win and hopefully that again will help Liverpool to secure a top 4 place. All of my predictions are so that Liverpool do well. But I'd like Saints to stay up because, if they don't, who the hell are we going to buy players from? We can't go down to the Championship to look at players. 0-2 Chelsea v West Ham, 16:30 BST. I look at what is happening at Chelsea and think that Antonio Conte will be leaving at the end of the season. It is hard to see any other outcome. It is also difficult to see the Blues getting back into the Champions League places after they lost to Spurs, but they should still have too much for West Ham. The Hammers will be buoyed by their win over Saints last time out. But do I think they have got enough to go to Stamford Bridge and come away unbeaten? No. I don't. T. Lawro's prediction, 2-0 Russell's prediction, I think Chelsea will win but I would like West Ham too, so let's go. 1-1. Lawro was speaking to BBC Sports' Chris Bevan. From the last round of Premier League games, Lawro got 5 correct results, with 2 perfect scores, from 10 matches for a total of 110 points. He beat this country actor Charlie Cooper, who got 3 correct results with no perfect scores, for a total of 30 points. Shows weeks where Lawro had more than one guest, and only the highest score contributed to the guest total. Shows weeks where guest total does not include rearranged games. Lawro's best score, 170 points, week 30 v Arnie and Justin. From the vaccines, Lawro's worst score, 40 points, week 4 v Human Yora and Bell, week 5 v Non Stanford, week 21 v Darren Campbell and week 23 v Sharich and Baines. Share this with